So is this the big news we were waiting for on Jason's birthday, June 13th, 2025? Crystal Lake TV show adds 3 series regulars, including Cameron Scroggins as a legacy character, Dorf, who is the police officer from the first film. Listen, guys, I don't know who any of these actors are. To me, this is not big news at all. This is just like, whatever, run-of-the-mill TV show casting news. I hope they're not holding out for bigger news later, because I think they should let the fans stew in the big news all friggin' day and really enjoy Friday the 13th, and also let the content creators push out the news and, you know, do half of the work for them, essentially. But nope, here they are, just disappointing us again and getting me all worked up in a tizzy, jumping on live and kind of talking shit. So yeah, I have no idea who these people are. Never heard of these actors. I don't know why this is like really newsworthy at all, but we're going to talk about it because it's Friday the 13th and that's part of what I do here. So this one is from Alex DiVincenzo, and the article says Cameron Scroggins of Nashville, Devin Kessler of Godfather of Harlem, and newcomer Gwendolyn Sundstrom have joined Crystal Lake as series regulars. Notably, Scroggins will play Dorf, the police officer portrayed by Ron Milkey in the original Friday the 13th. Kessler will play Brianna Brooks, and Sundstrom will play Grace. They joined the previously announced Linda Cardellini as Mrs. Voorhees and William Catlett as Levon Brooks in the expanded prequel series from A24 and Peacock. All right, and then they're letting us know here directors for the first 8 episodes are set to include Michael Lennox, Celine Held, and Logan George, and Quyen Tran. In the show, Mrs. Voorhees is a mother who gave up a singing career to raise her special needs child, only to take a dark turn when she loses her son, Jason Voorhees. And showrunner Brad Caleb-Kane referred to Scroggins as, quote, one of the many legacy from the original film to appear in the series. So stay tuned for more updates as the series heads into production. So yeah, this is one of those things where I guess it's news because it's coming out and they're going to camera here. I believe next week is when they go to camera on location. But yeah, this news doesn't really do much for me personally. I mean, it's nice to know. I guess these, it's cool that they're bringing legacy characters back. I don't know if this guy Cameron Scroggins really has the look of Dorf. Is he going to be more of a serious character this time around? Is he going to be totally silly like he is in the original film? I have no idea. But I know that I'm disappointed that this is quote unquote big news. And yeah, I guess we'll just move on to the next story because I have nothing else to say about this one, guys. So the next story here, Jason Universe teaming up with Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando. And they're also teaming up with NECA. So we're going to just cover these back to back here. Yeah, so again, this is like not, I don't care. I hate to be a, negative Nancy about this stuff. This stuff just doesn't do anything for me. To me, this is like hardly news, but this is what I should expect from the Jason universe. Coming to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando and Hollywood with original haunt. I'm not a haunted house guy. I don't really care for that kind of stuff. I'd rather just watch movies, but I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority. Let me know in the comments. The article says Halloween Horror Nights kicks off Friday the 13th with the big news, quote unquote big, that Jason is returning to this event this Halloween season with an official Jason Universe attraction. The all-original haunted house takes guests back to the summer camp where the gruesome legend was born. The reckoning begins on Friday, August 29th at Universal Orlando Resort and Thursday, September 4th at Universal Studios Hollywood. Watch the trailer below. And I'm going to let you guys watch the trailer because anytime I show trailers on here, it causes problems. The article continues to say, for 45 years, Jason Voorhees has terrified and thrilled audiences globally. With Jason Universe at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, we're celebrating that legacy in an immersive way that honors the character's brutal mythology while giving fans the chance to experience it like never before. It's a visceral homecoming for one of horror's most enduring icons. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this kind of stuff. Des, I know that you and Braden really enjoy the Halloween horror nights. I think that haunted houses, ever since I was a kid, they're just not for me. They kind of freak me out a little bit. But also, like I said, I'm more interested in films and the Crystal Lake TV show than I am in this kind of stuff, which, yeah, just doesn't really do it for me too much at all. I don't know. It could be cool, I suppose. But let me know if you're hanging out live. Let me know in the chat. And if you're watching after the fact, let me know in the comments. And then follow that up, guys, just to piggyback off that that 1-2 punch of Jason Universe news with them teaming up with Halloween Horror Nights and NECA. We've got the NECA story here with the Jason Universe joining forces for upcoming collectibles. So more non-movie, quote-unquote, big news. Guys, I'm so worried about the Friday the 13th franchise. I'm just going to take a second. I'm so concerned. I'm less concerned about A24 and what them and Peacock are doing, but this Jason Universe stuff, it scares the shit out of me. So another article from John Squires, and this one says a multi-platform expansion of the Friday the 13th franchise from its original owners, the Jason Universe, officially launched with a brand new Jason Voorhees redesign earlier this year. It was Ghost Jason from Wamp Stomp Films. And that new version of Jason, quote unquote new, will soon be getting his own NECA toys. The NECA team has taken to social media today, Friday the 13th, to tease the upcoming collaboration with the Jason Universe, though we have no further details at this time. We can expect to see upcoming toys and collectibles based on the new Jason redesign in the coming months, which was created in partnership with makeup effects legend Greg Nicotero. Unless you're watching H2O, then you know that Greg Nicotero put together that dreadful powder white alien Michael Myers mask. We've got a quote here from Rob Barsamian of Horror Inc. that says, quote, "We strive to maintain Jason's original essence while continuing to move toward the future with a redefined look and feel that takes Jason into his next chapter. We're also working with both familiar and fresh franchise voices to strike that balance. We gave Greg our new 13-hole mask and worked together on this full-body look that embodies classic Jason. He's a strong, towering, and terrifying slasher with a machete, his weapon of choice." Which I think they've already put out that quote. To me, it sounds like a campaign speech or like a politician trying to say a bunch of interesting stuff, but really to me, it's just kind of like a nothing burger. If you want some fresh franchise voices, then reach on out to Vincent DeSanti of Wamp Stomp Films, guys. Yeah, who cares about collectibles? But if you care about collectibles, let me know in the chat and let me know in the comments down below. So I'm actually more interested in this story here. It says artist turns the best Friday the 13th franchise kill into their own action figures. So I think this is cooler than the NECA announcement with the Jason Universe Jason. This is really cool. It's Death by Toys is the name of the company. And these are just sort of like DIY action figures. You know, right there you got the Jason X liquid nitrogen head smash. And then from part 3, you've got what's his face with the eyeball popping out. I know it's terrible. I should know his name, but I just can't think of it right now. The guy that's just trying to get in Chris's pants the entire movie. He has nothing else to do. So this article here comes to us by way of John Squire. Surprise, surprise. Says Dan Polidorus has been making custom horror toys under the Death by Toys banner for the last several years, and he's celebrating 2025's only Friday the 13th this week with his own unique tribute to Friday the 13th franchise, in particular the saga's best kill scenes. Countless fans over the years have relayed their own personal selections for the best kills in the history of the Friday series, but Dan's presentation is a little bit different. Rather than merely listing them off, Dan created custom action figures based on each of his favorite kills. He explains on the Death by Toys Instagram, "I turned each one of my favorite kills from every Friday the 13th movie into a one-of-a-kind action figure toy line. Swipe for pics. This was basically my love letter to the franchise, and I don't think I've obsessed over a toy line quite like I did with this one. I'm looking forward to rejoining society now that these are done." That's hilarious. Love the sense of humor there. Love the dedication and the passion. And I even brought up the Instagram here, guys, so we could take a look. So you know, if you zoom in, you can get a good look at all these figures here. But what I'll do is I'll scroll through and we can take a look at each one. So we have Kevin Bacon there. We've got Ralph. We've got Duder from Part 3, Mr. Horndog. We've got Fat Hitchhiker with Banana. We got Demon with those damn enchiladas sold separately. Love that. We've got Sheriff Garrus being bent back over in Part 6. Really good shit. Sleeping Bag Kill from New Blood. Oh, Uncle Charles dipped in the toxic sludge from Takes Manhattan. Stab at the Back from Jason Goes to Hell. And of course, our favorite, you know, Liquid Nitrogen Kill from Jason X. And even Freddy vs. Jason gets an entry with Discount J from the View Askew universe getting cut in half. Oh, and the remake. There we go. Machete right to the head, a la Dawn of the Dead from the Friday the 13th remake. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to share that because it's kind of going into the theme of the people that aren't the rights holders are the ones that are creating more interesting content. And to veer even more into that, we're going to cover the last little topic here. Guys, Wamp Stomp is winning the day so far. Vincent DeSanti over there at Wamp Stomp, they've already put out their brand new Never Hike Alone final cut trailer, which is awesome. If you guys have not seen it, even if you've seen the films a million times, the trailer looks so damn good and so pro. It gets me pumped to rewatch these movies all over again. In addition to that, they also released a Never Hike Alone, the game official trailer. I had Vin on the channel the other night. He said nothing about a game. I had no idea that this game was coming, but it looks like it's kind of like loosely based on the LJN Nintendo game from way back in the day. So I'm really looking forward to that. Vin is also going live later on today at 8:15 Eastern for Ghost Files. So I'm sure he's going to be sharing more stuff and talking about all the news that's come out. But they also announced, let me go ahead and share this. They've also announced that they've got a figurine, a Ghost Jason figurine coming from Comic Creep Customs. So you can see Ghost Jason there, another pose right there with the mask off. They've even got the face looking good, and then another shot there as well. So another example of fans that understand the fans more. I know, shocking, right? And Vin said on Twitter today that he's got more shit to share. So keep an eye out. Make sure that you tune into the Ghost Files. I got to tell you guys, because I've been accused of this in comments before. I don't work for Vin. I've never worked on a project with Vin in an official capacity or anything like that. Like, we are buddies. I met him through Cecil Laird of the Horror Show channel. I would love to work on one of these projects in an official capacity. It would be amazing. I would love to truly team up with Wamp Stomp Films, but I've seen some comments, especially on the Hit the Bricks podcast, where people have basically said that I shill for Vin because I have like a working relationship with him. I do not. I really love what he does, though. I really love what he does, and so I want to share his shit because I believe in the guy. So that's all that this is coming from. And then I just wanted to let you guys know, 3 days left on the Never Hike Alone Ghosts in the Fog animated Friday the 13th film campaign. They're at 46% of their goal. They just crossed 23,000. They have some really fun stuff over there. Blu-rays. They just added the game. Virtual Camper. You can get cabin wall art, coffee mugs, posters, beanies, shirts. They've got, VHS. And it looks like they're all sold out. Oh, nope. Test pressings of the vinyl are there, but they're all sold out of the standard version of the vinyl. I'm really glad I picked one of those up just the other day. Hopefully one of you guys did after the stream on Late Night with the Davey. But yeah, guys, just a great example of how the fans are pushing Jason along better than the actual rights holders. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the live chat. If you're watching this after the fact, let me know in the comments. I love getting that conversation going with you guys. So let's chat it out.